Okay, so here is an explanation from number 2, which was on your worksheet. So I copied out what the problem was asking you to do with these fractions here, and you were supposed to put them in order from the smallest to the largest, like a number line getting progressively bigger. So in order to do this, what I want you to think about is what each one of these means, okay? So let's start with something that you can relate this to. Let's talk about a pizza, okay? So if I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pizzas, right? They're all going to be the same size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all right? So obviously mine are not perfect because there's human error involved in that, but just know I mean for these to all be the same size, okay? All 5 pizzas. Now, if we think about dividing those up into fractional parts, we want to think about what would be the biggest piece of pizza and what would be the smallest piece of pizza. Okay, so we know when we have a fraction like 1/4, the numerator, the top number, is telling us how many pieces, and the bottom number is telling me out of how many in the whole. So if I were to make 1/4 on this pizza, I would have to split it into how many pieces? I hope he answered me. I couldn't hear it. If you say it louder next time, maybe I will. Okay? All right, let's see. So if I change this into 1/4, there's 1 shaded out of 4 in the whole thing, right? So what happens to the piece as the denominator changes? So 1/4 looks like this. What's 1/2 going to look like? That's an easy one, right? 1/2. So we already know which one's smaller and which one's larger if we just have these two, right? If I have half a pizza, that's definitely bigger than 1/4 of a pizza, all right? So what if I keep going? 1/12. My denominator tells me how many pieces I have to split that pizza into. I have to split it into 12 pieces. So I'm going to do half and fourth, okay? And then so I know I want to change it into twelfths, so I need 12 pieces all the way around. Well, if I think about this, 12 divided by 4 sections is 3, so I need 3, 3, 3. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so my pizza is now cut into twelfths, and I only get 1 piece of it, right? 1/12. So now if I think about what's bigger, 1/12 of the pizza or half the pizza, it's going to be half, right? And if I compare these, 1/12 of the pizza or 1/4 of the pizza, 1/4 of the pizza is bigger, okay? So let's keep going. What do we know about 1/5? We would have 1 out of 5 pieces, right? So I'm going to split this pizza, and it won't be perfect, okay, but I mean for them to be equal. So this one's kind of a little bit bigger, but we get the idea. So 1/5 would be about like that, right? Okay. Now, if I'm going to do 100, do you think that I should split this into 100 pieces? Um, I, that's too much, right? That's too many pieces. I could do it like this. I could figure it out, but it would take me a long time. But what do you think you know about if I have to split this pizza into 100 pieces? How big is your piece going to be? Teensy tiny. It's going to be super tiny because you're going to have so many pieces. You're going to have cut it so many times that those pieces are going to be tiny. So I could even just say, and get rid of all this mess so you can see what I'm thinking. I could even just say, this is my 100th. Would that make sense? That it would take 100 of those to fill it up? Maybe. It's an approximation, okay? So we know that's a teeny tiny piece. So if I look at my models, which one is going to be the smallest piece of pizza? And actually what you could do right now is you could pause me and you could see if you put these in order, and then unpause me and I'll help you check it. Okay, so try that. Pause me, See if you can figure out which one's the smallest and then the largest. Okay? All right. I hope you paused me. I hope you did it. I hope you came back. I hope you're still watching. Okay, so the smallest one I see is going to be 1/100th. Okay, so we're done with this one. Actually, use a different color. We're done with this one. We've got that one done. So then how about the largest, the biggest piece of pizza? I would definitely say is a half, right? That's the biggest one. And if you went in order when you did yours, that's fine. I just like to kind of eliminate some of my choices to make it a little easier on myself. Okay, so now I'm thinking what's left. I've got 1/12, I've got 1/4, and I've got 1/5. So I see 1/12 is pretty tiny, so I'm going to put that next. All right, so we got 1/12. So the only things I have left is 1/4 and 1/5. Well, those are pretty similar, but if I think about what that means, if I think about sharing this pizza with 4 friends, or if I share it with 5 friends, if I have to share it with 4 friends, I'm sharing it with less people, so I get more. So that's actually the bigger fraction here than 1/5. And if we were to pick that up and move it, we could kind of see that. But they're close, so that one was a little tricky between 1/4 and 1/5. But I want you to notice something. Look at the denominators. What's happening to those numbers as they go? 100 is the smallest, 12, 5, 4, 2. What's happening to those numbers? Are they getting bigger or are they getting smaller? They're getting smaller, I hope you said. Okay? So think about it like sharing the pizza. If I have to share the pizza with 100 people, or if I only have to share the pizza between 2 people, it's going to make the sizes of the piece that we get different. Okay? So if I'm thinking especially about these that are super close, the bigger the number is, the smaller the piece because I'm sharing it with more people. I have to share it 100 ways, so it's going to get super tiny. But if it's just me and my sister that want to share it, we're going to get a big old piece. We're going to get half the pizza. Okay? So think about that with your denominators, and that was kind of the goal of this question number 2 on your practice today, is just thinking about what does this number represent, and is it getting bigger or smaller? Okay? I hope that helps. Let me know what other questions you have.